Hey guys, really quick, before you jump into match day 28 predictions, I'm going to go and jump in front of this now. You're going to notice in the video, my audio specifically on my camera sounds off. It sounds echoey. It sounds very different in comparison to previous episodes that we recorded for Wake Up MLS on this channel. And that is because for some weird reason, my mic settings were changed on the back end. Forgot to switch them back. And instead of hearing my high quality external mic, you heard audio coming from my camera's microphone, which is pretty safe to say not the best. So anyway, look, I just want to get in front of it with a quick introduction. The episode is still great. Hector, Davi, John, and Honda all did a great job. I'm excited for you to tune in. So again, just getting in front of the little mic issue on my part specifically. Everyone else's audio sounds great. Enjoy the episode. Wake up MLS. Man, it feels good to say that. We've been in this Leagues Cup hiatus now for a month. Match day 28 is finally here. We're on the horizon of it, and we're back to predict how these matches will play out in a very crucial run to conclude the 2024 season. As usual, I am joined by a great cast and crew. The banter's already flowing in the pre-show, so I got a feeling that this show is going to be an absolute banger. As you can see on your screen, I'm joined today by Hector of Insert Name FC. We got Hitman Honda, our resident Galaxy fan. We got Davi from the Blue Burrows pod. And we have John Rivera, our resident Chicago Fire fan, here today to predict how match day 28 matches will play out with, I think, is it 9 games to go before we get to the playoffs?
Most teams, 9 games.
Yeah, for most teams. So we're kind of, again, in that 2-month stretch where every single opportunity to grab points matters, especially for those teams that are fringe, right, on that playoff line. We'll talk about it. So let's go ahead, as usual, for those who are new to the format or just tuning in now. First off, if you're brand new to the channel, subscribe down below. Like the video. Helps, of course, make the round on YouTube and the algo. But if you're new to how this show works, it's very simple, okay? We're going to preview and go into great detail on 5 specific matches today, offer our predictions for those 5 collectively, and then we are going to quickfire predict every other match. There's 8 other matches on the docket for match day 28, okay? So that's how the show works, plain and simple. We're going to debate and banter in between. Let's go and kick it off with our first matchup over in the Eastern Conference. Charlotte FC, who has been moving a little bit, taking on the Red Bulls at home at the bank. You guys see the stats there. I'm not going to read them off to you on the screen. We got, kind of what I would consider to be sort of a top 4 battle here, right? Someone who's on the fringe line in Red Bulls being that top 4 in the East. And you have Charlotte, who's surprised everybody this season. One of the most defensively stacked units in MLS, doing really well at home. The majority, most clean sheets in the league. How do we see this one playing out, guys? Who's backing either one of these teams in a really aggressive way? I think Davi might be. Davi, who you got in this one?
Nobody. I hope both teams lose.
There you go. He bagged nobody.
Bro, come on, man. Realistically, I know. Look, I know you're NYCFC. I know Red Bulls. There's no way you could back them. Like, give me your unbiased take. Like, how does this game play out, even if you don't outright pick a winner?
Let me see the table. I think a draw or Charlotte win would actually help us because we're trying to push for that final top 4 spot, which will give you the majority of the games.
You're right beneath it. So you're right. You're 5th, right? So you're right beneath it.
Yeah. If Red Bulls lose and we win our game, we take over that spot thanks to the head-to-head because of beating them earlier in the season. We take over 4th place, and on wins too. If they were to lose, we'd have 2 wins. If we were to win, we have 1 more win over them currently right now. So we have 2 tiebreakers in our favor.
I think this game's gonna be tough for Charlotte. I'll be honest, even at home, I think it's gonna be tough. Biggest reason why, I'm not gonna factor in Leagues Cup into this in terms of form. I think it's a one-off tournament where some managers are now going. I probably have experimented at least a little bit. It's kind of cool to see 4 MLS sides in the semifinals, awesome. But like, I don't factor those performances into this. I'm more looking at right before Leagues Cup when Charlotte, I think they hadn't scored in the previous 2 matches. The final 2 matches of regular season play going into Leagues Cup. And against a team that is pretty good defensively as well in the Red Bulls, they have, 31 goals against them, something like that, which stacks up as one of the best teams defensively in the Eastern Conference. I think even at home, it's going to be difficult. As much as of a potential playoff match as this is, lads, this could be like a 0-0 or a 1-0. Like, I just don't see a lot of goals in this one, but I still think it's going to be one that one pay attention to, especially for the other reasons outside of, NYCFC fans trying to work their way to top 4. John, how do you see this one going, bro? You're the other Eastern Conference merchant here.
I was gonna say I don't disagree with you. I written down a draw for me, but I know that Charlotte's gotten better defensively. I will be the first one to admit I was wrong on Dean Smith. He definitely did bring that team a little bit more.
Say it with your chest, bro.
I
like that.
He brought the team more consistency, and there's a lot more stability back there. I know they brought in Tim Ream as well. I don't know how much. I don't know if he'll actually play this game or not. I don't know if they're gonna bring him on right away or they're gonna slowly bring him through. But New York, prior to their last game, they had 4 draws in their last 5 games in the league. So to me, that's although they're not conceding a lot, there was a lot of 2-2s, 0-0s. There's games that were very close. I'm not sure. I don't think that Forsberg was playing at the time. Is he still injured?
He's both. Yeah. So he didn't play Leagues Cup. He was. What is that?
I have no idea.
I don't know what that was. That was a really weird noise. So what I was saying was he didn't play Leagues Cup. I know they were going to save him because he was injured for like the few weeks leading up to that tournament. And he's supposed to be back like late August. I don't know what that means. Like technically now is late August. So I like to think if he's been recovering well, he should be available for this game.
Yeah. So I mean, I just honestly I see like a draw coming from both sides. Because I said both teams are very defensively solid. Charlotte hasn't conceded a lot of goals, but they also haven't scored a lot either. So it kind of negates that. But I think that it's just going to end up being one of those games where they're going to be both defensively solid. There's going to be a lot. It's going to be like a very midfield type of battle. I don't know really who to really go with per se, but I just think it's going to end up being a draw just based on Red Bull's form prior to, and then also Charlotte being a little bit better and more structured now with the time that they had with Dean Smith. Now by this time they are playing a lot better. So
yeah, I think so too. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. We need to have Xiaoyan back on the show so he can also admit that because there was a lot of Dean Smith slander in this channel to kick off the 2024 season, and John and Xiaoyan were the main culprits there. But I like that, bro. You kind of changed your pick there. Hector, how do you see this one going, bro? I mean, you and I are in the Western Conference, so I don't know how much opinion we have.
I mean, obviously 2 teams that I think are pretty good defensively, very close on the defensive side. On the flip side, obviously the thing is Charlotte, as good as they are defensively, aren't necessarily as great on the attacking side. They are pretty low when it comes to goals scored. And then the Red Bulls are pretty up there when it comes to goal scoring.
Yeah.
I think the big question is I think home field advantage is going to be a good factor. I think if there was a good time to debut Tim Ream, probably be great to go against his former club.
Hell yeah.
Former MLS team that he played for. So I think that might be an interesting decision. I think Tim Ream, is a really good addition to Charlotte. Already a really good team defensively, and adding his savviness into the mix, I think is a really good signing for Dean Smith and the lads. But I think if they could find another additional attacking piece, I'd be more confident with Charlotte. So I'm smelling a draw. I think that obviously taking the break for Leagues Cup, it would be better. It's probably going to be a little bit of slow initial week for MLS action.
Yeah, bro, I like that shout right there. I think Tim Ream's a good signing. Don't get me wrong. Like he still even at his age has a hell of a level that he could bring to MLS and to Charlotte. I just feel like they need a striker. I feel like you already had the most clean sheets in MLS. You already had a pretty sound defense, especially at home. It would have been cool to see. It didn't have to be a big name, but just some reinforcements up front to give them a little more of an edge moving forward as they approach playoffs. And they're going to be much more relevant in playoffs this season. At least we expect them to than last season. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's still time, I guess. We'll see. But it would have been cool to see them, add that attacking piece. Honda, your last one here, bro. What you got?
3 words: Dean Smith masterclass. All right,
Yes.
that's what I'm gonna say. And it's on the MLS. You said it before, Jose, and I mean, I was kind of like back and forth whether he was gonna actually perform or not, as well too. But I've been seeing it throughout, and look at where they got Charlotte.
Bro,
Literally,
facts.
what was it? 6th place, fucking 4 or 5 points off of New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, what more can you want? And then defensively, one of the most sound. Obviously, like you said, if they would have brought in one striker, it doesn't matter what, just somebody who could score goals, even if it's like once every 2 games, they would have been solid. They would have been solid in fighting for the title. Maybe, because then again, Charlotte could shit the bed.
They did beat Cincinnati like a few games prior to Leagues Cup happening. Again,
both teams did. Both teams
they had a 3 game away stretch, and that was their only win on those 3 away games before
Yeah.
the Leagues Cup.
And
But
keep
again-
in mind too, they didn't lose any of those games. It was a win and 2 draws. So at least I feel like they're just getting better and better as the matches kind of roll on.
But that's what I
see
mean.
Charlotte
That's
keeping
what
the
I-
momentum.
Yeah.
That's what I was alluding to with what I said. Like Charlotte's definitely gotten better and they've gotten more consistent. With under Dean Smith, like throughout the season, they had a little bit of I would say they had a shaky start at the beginning. It wasn't really great. They got better as the season's gone on, but you can see that defensively they're a lot more solid. It's very structured. So in comparison to, and I do agree with what you said. I think that they did need to bring in a striker in the window. They really didn't. There wasn't any attacking movement coming from Charlotte. Maybe that's something that they address next season, and it could be one of those things where they're putting in building blocks to get themselves situated for next season. And at the end of the day, I think whether you make playoffs and whether you either win or not, like regardless, this is a very successful season for Charlotte.
I think it would come down to Karol Swiderski, because he's on a DP contract and he came back. So maybe they want to let him go and then use that DP spot for like a DP9 in the off season.
Maybe, yeah.
Bro, you know what? I'm telling you, man. I think it's a crazy shout, but like someone like a Callum Wilson would fit in so well with Dean Smith at Charlotte. Like I know he's injury prone as shit, but like he's at that point of his career where I don't know how many more chances he's going to get for a side like Newcastle or even in the Premier. He can play at that level, but maybe he feel like there's an opportunity here to.
I was thinking Chris Wood.
Come on, bro. No, man, I don't know. I could see something like that. And who knows? Maybe I like that take. Maybe they open up that DP spot for a striker, for a true 9.
Hey.
But either way, they're still a pretty good, damn good team right now.
Ivan Toney, he's going to Saudi. Who knows?
Oh, Ivan Toney is not coming to MLS, bro. Ivan Toney is not coming to MLS. Ain't no shot. Ain't no way he's gonna go in the same summer from being linked to Arsenal and Chelsea to ending up in MLS. Like that'd be fucking crazy, bro.
No one wants to buy him. Like,
I mean, I get all those things about like where Charlotte is at, that where they're at as far as like DPs go. But I mean, you can still get like a proven MLS striker add this to the mix. You don't necessarily have to get like a DP.
Exactly.
I mean,
they should have traded for Lassiter.
Well, I said proven MLS striker. I didn't say
MLS striker.
Not a guy that gets called up by Costa Rica to play left back.
Yeah, true. Yeah, bro. I mean, you're right, and I've actually even advocated for MLS sites to even go, sometimes even beyond MLS or the traditional European leagues, where some fans really want to continue to pull players from. Go to South America and find other, relatively unknown talents to kind of prove their value in MLS. I mean,
well, Atlanta's
there's so
doing
many
a good
options.
job of that. Atlanta's doing a good job of going.
I mean, for Charlotte's situation, I think they just need to get somebody that knows how to score goals.
Yeah.
In this league, and I think that with that defense, with a guy that knows how to put him in the back of the net, I mean, Charlotte could easily be going into the playoffs as a huge dark horse candidate.
Yeah.
And who knows, fuck some shit up, and then next thing you know, they're in the MLS Cup final. Not saying that's going to happen this year, but still, if you make an aggressive move like that, I think that with this defense, it's really plausible.
Yeah.
How likely do you guys think that Montreal would be to part ways with Joseph Martinez if they were somehow able to trade?
Considering he's one of like I don't even want to drag Montreal too much, but I think he's like one of the few informed players they have at the moment, at least in some form or fashion. He was going into Leagues Cup. At this moment, it's probably not super likely that they do any deal like that, although they did just give up Ruan to FC Dallas. So maybe there's,
they traded us Lassiter. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So maybe they're really trying to make the team younger now and with what's left of the window and, freshen some things up. And maybe, I'm not saying chalk the season, but freshen some things up.
But
I think it's possible.
Would
that move the deal for
be
Charlotte?
that kind of striker, though.
You think he would?
I think he would fit that striker mold.
Yeah, because
that would
You
help.
think he still got juice in the knee?
I think so.
He has enough for the Charlotte side.
Yeah,
I don't think
he
he has to do as much as you think he has to for Charlotte.
Exactly.
I think maybe I'm just like thinking back to the last time I saw Joseph Martinez lead a line, and that's probably the wrong way to look at it, right? Because he's a very different player back then. But yeah, I think if you could complement him with someone who could come in 20 minutes or so, put in a good shift behind him, and he doesn't have to play the full 90. Yeah, I think that's definitely a great shout. Yeah, it'd be interesting, man. There are some teams that are flat out rebuilding. So who knows, man? Charlotte gets his hands on somebody like I'm not saying a striker, but a good attacking player like a Christian Espinoza or something. You never know. I don't know. Someone who's not scared to go for that.
That's also a really good shout.
Also a good shout.
Yeah, it could be interesting. We'll see. There's some teams again that are approaching that rebuild mode, but collectively, outside of Davi, we are back in Charlotte FC. It looks like, bro. We'll see what happens if Charlotte FC win this game. They literally, depending on what happens with NYCFC in Chicago, overtake NYCFC to be 1 point shy of the Red Bulls. So we'll see what happens. But speaking of NYCFC, they do host Chicago at Citi Field this coming Saturday. Man, really interesting game that I wanted to highlight for a number of reasons, right? You could call this the Classico for John's allegiance. You could call this game you could call this game a number of things, but I do want to highlight because they did come to a draw in the previous matchup. That didn't happen too long ago, right? And NYCFC is kind of in an interesting position form-wise. They haven't won a game in over a month of regular season play. Chicago's kind of Chicago, but you did drop Shaqiri, right? Parted ways with, honestly, a player that was so fucking overrated. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. Was not good enough for an MLS side, and now is back home in Switzerland. In my opinion, good riddance. And so now Chicago maybe has a breath of fresh air, John. I don't know, bro. Let's start with you because I think that you're in a different mentality about this team. Do you give your boys a shot in this one?
No. No.
Damn, bro. That's crazy.
And I say this with the best intentions. I honestly think we just chucked the season into the bin. There's a lot of I was actually having this conversation probably like a month ago. Actually probably like 2-3 weeks ago. About what needs to be done to kind of just fix the club and like really just overhaul what this team is. And there's a lot of Heinz is leaving, which is a good thing. Shaqiri left, which is the two main things that I wanted to happen. But now it's like, okay, these are positives for us, but realistically going into the rest of this season, how much does it really matter? Not really much. We're still in contention to make playoffs. We got a couple points to make up there. But it's kind of close at the bottom. If they go on a little bit of a good run, they could make it to playoffs. But at this point,
you're 3 points shy of a playoff spot, a wild card spot.
Listen, though, but at this point, I genuinely do not care because I don't feel like there's going to be anything that this current roster is going to take into next season. There's a lot of people that need to leave this club. And it's just where it's at. There's a lot of players that are just stagnating here. We've had them for years. They've done nothing. There needs to be a squad overhaul. I think that the boys are fractionally, mentally kind of just done. And I don't see us getting anything out of.
I disagree with that.
I genuinely do because every single time I see these guys play, like there's no fight. There genuinely is no fight.
Hey, last time you saw these guys play was with Shaqiri, no?
No, we didn't have Shaqiri. Wasn't playing with us. This is after he left to the Euros. No, even prior.
Oh yeah, I know it was Lisa, but I'm saying like you don't. Okay, so the games where Shaqiri did not play, you weren't inspired by Chicago at all. I saw glimpses of hope in my opinion. Like I saw a different team with a different playmaker at the helm than when they had Shaqiri.
I just don't see it. Yes, I think within the last month of play we beat Philly. I mean, honestly, it's Philly.
But you came back and beat Philly.
We lost to San Jose. Yeah, I know we came back. That was a big.
Yeah, were you not down 3-0? Chicago Fire would have fucking.
Yeah, we were down. So they did. To their credit, they fought back in that game. But other than that, we drew this game at home, which I mean, XG wise, we had what was it 1.7, and I think they had like 7.7.
The fucked up part about this whole argument from John is that now they're one win away. Hold on, now they're one win away. You guys are also. It can happen this weekend realistically. So
it really could.
DC could lose to Dallas, very possible. Nashville can lose to Austin, very possible. Montreal can lose to the Revolution, very possible. And Philly doesn't play. And if you win, you overtake Philly on points alone.
If you want to be an optimist, you could say, all right, you get a result. Best case scenario, we get a draw here, right? We go home. We lose to Miami, which, I mean, it could happen.
You did. You barely lost to Miami before the break.
So it could happen. We lose to Miami at home.
Yeah, but they didn't have Messi. Messi might come back for that game.
Maybe. He ain't coming back, bro.
They're 5 points clear at the top. I mean, honestly, if he's not ready to go, I don't rush him at all.
And if he doesn't play, it's pointless. I mean, last year he didn't play and we beat him. Granted, it was two different sides, but I just don't see Chicago beating this Inter Miami side. Then you got DC next. All right, I'm just going through trying to battle your argument right now of how possible it is to make the playoffs. You got DC, you got Red Bulls, and then you got Nashville, Montreal, Toronto, Charlotte, and
Nashville, Toronto.
Things can change. Like even before the window closes, things can change.
I don't have
the mentality of a team not shift if you go into the next weekend in a playoff position, in a wild card.
I don't trust this team. This team constantly, every single time you get in a position where you're doing well, they find a way to shit the bed and they let the fan base down. So it doesn't matter. I'm just kind of tired of trying to continue
players grow from
believing.
those. I like to think players grow from those situations. They do, and like it happened last year. We saw it. Yes,
Happened
they
like
buckled.
3-4 years in a row.
They
Though.
buckled
Like,
on decision day. It is what it is. But put all that aside. Some of the young playmakers who are kind of trying to step up for the fire a little bit, they learn from those scenarios and apply that mentality to a decent situation. I would say if things go your way this weekend and you're in 9th or you're 10th, whatever, and you're a point away, 2 points away, bro, mentally as a player, you probably start to shift things on a little bit. So you know what, guys, we can do this. There's 2 months left.
And you would hope so, but like I said, I don't see us getting. I don't see any possibility of us kicking it through this weekend.
Honestly, I kind of do understand John because that's how LA Galaxy was last season. Like, okay, it's just one game, and then we're in to the fight. But at the same time,
Galaxy, I felt like did they make it all the way to decision day?
No, they didn't. That's the reason.
Yeah,
these guys could possibly not make it.
We had a chance decision day last year.
Yeah,
yeah.
There was a minor chance.
And funnily enough, it was the same fixture. You guys lost 1-0.
I know. That's the ironic part of it. That's the ironic part of it all.
Off a Julian Fernandez banger into the top corner.
And granted, barring something extreme like that, right? A banger goal coming out of nowhere is a 1-0. And I think look, I get the frustration. I'm just saying you're in situations where if something goes your way, there's an opportunity for there to be some optimism with the group. And maybe you're overdue for that. MLS tends to, for whatever reason, year over year, just surprise me on that front.
How long are we on a drought for? What? It's been like 5 years since we made the play. It's been like 5 years.
Yeah, but there's been so much shifting around. And how many of those years have you invested in the team the way you've invested in the last few? I just think it's not the same situation season over.
I think the last time they went to playoffs, I think Basti was still playing for us.
Yeah, it was 2017.
That's how long ago it was. Yeah,
7 years ago.
His first season,
his very first season.
There you go.
I'm just saying, bro, it's not all doom and gloom. Especially if you're one game out of a playoff spot, it really isn't doom and gloom. And those teams ahead of you are very beatable.
I don't know. I feel like they are. But I don't trust this side. I don't know. There's something about it. Like every single time I'm optimistic, this team lets me down. So I'm just gonna.
We'll come back to this. We'll put a pin in it for now. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll watch this space. Everyone in the comments down below, watch this space. Okay, there'll be something interesting here come Sunday or Monday. We'll find out. Davi, NYCFC fan. Obviously, you have your boys winning. You haven't lost to Chicago Fire in the last 6 games. Tell me why this is going to be the same as before, really quickly.
They've never beaten us whenever they come to New York or whenever they come to Red Bull Arena. That one time that we played them, the last time they beat us was 2018. And honestly, I think the Leagues Cup. I think Leagues Cup, especially like if a team like NYCFC that made it deep into the tournament, that come off the big win against Tigres, coming from behind and beating them 2-1 at Red Bull Arena. That's a massive win. People are saying that's probably the 3rd biggest win in our club's history. Behind MLS and Campeones Cup.
I don't think it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not anywhere close to those, in my opinion. If it's 3rd, the 1st and 2nd are up here, and the 3rd's pretty down there. Only because until Leagues Cup has really, really strong wheels around it, I don't know how serious those players take.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to factor that NYCFC's only been around for about a decade.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So they haven't really played that many big games. But however, the times that they have made it to the big occasion, they've actually showed out and have they have the trophies to back that up as well. Back at Citi Field, the first game back since Leagues Cup, and we took Columbus all the way to penalties, and I think that didn't go our way in pens, but I think the boys are I think they're in a really good mentality. I think had we scored more than one goal, obviously starting off that game 14 seconds in, Alonso Martinez, the real Costa Rican striker, getting the fastest goal in Leagues Cup and NYCFC history.
Again, short history, like you said before.
Yeah.
But
still, it's like 11 seconds though.
Fair. Again, bro. It's hard for me to give a lot of weight to like Leagues Cup stats and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like it is what it is. It is a hell of a stat.
But regardless, it's still games fresh in players' memory. So it's still gonna be like, hey, we took the champions to like penalties, even though there's no extra time. But still, like we face them next week. I think the game from last week against Columbus could actually play a big part in a role of next week's game against Columbus. And I think we're going to take the momentum. I think we're going to beat the Fire. I think it should be quite comfortable at home. I think Santi, after missing that penalty, I think he's going to come back, and I think he's hit the ground running back in MLS. He's been the most improved player. He's been our best player in the season. So I think we should come back and get the 3 points back at home.
My only concern with NYCFC is just legs. Playing every 4 days, making it deep into a tournament, it obviously plays a factor.
It'll be 7 days since we last played a game come Saturday, but that's honestly, that you have to factor that in as well. I mean, the deeper you go into the Leagues Cup tournament, the more games and the more mileage you pick up. And you know, unfortunately, we do have some injuries. Hopefully, Tavon Gray's injury isn't that bad, but I don't think it looked too bad. He kind of picked up a little knock on the back of his back, and I think it should be fine. But I don't mind playing. I don't mind playing Micha in this game because I don't see Chicago as much of a threat.
I don't know who's he's on the injury report as of right now. We'll see on Friday, right? If he ends up landing on the injury report, but for right now, it's fine. Hector, how do you see this game going, bro? Oh, sorry, John, go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing. Also to that point, we haven't played a game in a month. It's been a whole month since we played a game.
That's the case for a number of teams, bro.
Like match fitness is not there. Like that's why I see it struggling. We also
maybe, but you can also argue that you have fresh legs. You can argue that you don't think that these teams have been scrimmaging or doing. And granted, it's not the match. I understand that, but going up against a team that has had to play every 4 days for a couple weeks is tough, bro.
They also did play pretty defensively solid against a Wilford Nancy team. Like it's not like this Columbus side was like really rotated. You know, they played well.
We actually managed to frustrate the hell out of Columbus in that game.
Yeah.
So honestly, if NYCFC could be a little bit more clinical in the chances they get, I think they could be Columbus's kryptonite.
Yeah, in all honesty, bro. I mean, I saw Rossi miss 2 very obvious opportunities, like ones I expect him to put away. I mean, on the flip side of that coin, Columbus could have won 3-0. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they're clinical. So I think it's semantics. It goes both ways. But you have to factor all that in. Hector, how do you see it going, bro?
I think the big one is rest versus rust, right? You got a team that went pretty far in Leagues Cup versus a team that I believe got out of the group stage. So I mean,
we lost 2.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I mean, you have your point about the scrimmages and I'm sure friendlies that they had with the local college team. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, like it's nothing equates to facing an actual MLS opponent, facing a professional opponent in general. And I think that is going to also be a big factor. But the rest versus rusting, it goes really both. It could go either or. I mean, you can say it for NYCFC, they had to, pull it out with a really tough opponent in Columbus. So I mean, it goes both ways. I think NYCFC being the more, because 7 days you said, right, Davi?
Yeah, 7 days.
So that's a typical MLS week, right? So I mean,
and not only that, also to what you said, they don't lose match sharpness. They still have that sharpness, unlike Chicago.
Yeah. So I think so I mean, it's not necessarily like a pure they're going 3 days without since last game. No, they've had almost a week. So I think as much as that was an interesting thing to throw out, I think Chicago not being able to have any competitive matches in such a long stretch of games, versus NYC's is going to be a big factor. And I think NYC coming in with form, because mind you, they beat Tigres. Yeah, they lost to Columbus Crew, but still pretty solid form coming from Leagues Cup. And I know we're not trying to rate Leagues Cup by any means because that tournament's stupid and nobody wants to win that. But
I'm just so happy that we lost to Columbus. I don't have to care about this shitty cup anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some entertaining games, but I just think the whole execution, the whole timing of it just puts everyone off.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, both leagues are off. Both leagues are off, but don't get me wrong. I did want them to beat them just because I fucking hate Columbus, man.
Honda, really quick before we go, man, who you got?
NYCFC, I mean, it's kind of obvious here. NYC is at home. It's MLS, and they are the better team. In that
home adjacent.
Home adjacent. Yeah. Home adjacent.
I also wanted to add that this is the first game in a while that NYCFC get a proper home game. So I think the fans will show that. And I think the energy is going to be bumping, especially at Citi Field.
It wouldn't surprise me if this is an MLS type game.
That's exactly exactly what I was going to say, bro. I'll be honest. I think it's either going to be a draw or the Fire win. I'll be very frank.
Really,
dude.
Yeah, bro. I'll be very frank. I don't know. I do think that yes, they have some form. I also think it's difficult to switch off from a cup competition to regular season play and feel just as up for it mentally as a player. These guys are professionals. Maybe I'm discrediting them a little bit, but I don't know. I think there's going to be the way that teams get a new manager bounce. I feel like the toxicity with Shaqiri being there is now lifted, and it's going to feel like this new team bounce a little bit, not having to worry about pleasing that guy who just walks around bitching on the field and moaning all the time. I feel like there's going to be this sort of fresh energy from the Fire going into this game, and they'll
Oh,
know
it's
they'll have
gonna
to
be like Rock Lee losing those weights from Naruto, bro. It's gonna be moving around the pitch.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's just there's something there. I think something. If I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up, but at the same time, if I'm right, I'm coming for that fucking neck on the next episode.
I think what you said could be true only if they were playing an inferior opponent at home.
If the Fire were playing an inferior opponent at home.
Yeah, if they were at Soldier Field.
I mean, brother, they're fucking 14th. I don't know how many inferior opponents exist. I think right now it's like
San
they just
Jose,
gotta
we
start
lost
pulling off
to
of
them.
San Jose, St. Louis. I don't know if they were.
We lost to San Jose. We lost to San Jose.
I got no clue.
All right, fair. But I don't want any San Jose fans to catch any strays here. Well, let's move on. We've done this one for a while. I think that look, we have our picks.
Don't worry, there's not many.
Hold us accountable in the comments, man. Hold us accountable in the comments. I'm curious to see who backs the Fire on this one. It might just be me.
Nah, I mean,
yeah. Honda can see the logic, bro. He can see it. Because that man knows ball. That's why. All right. Houston hosting Toronto. Hector, bro, your boys with a new striker looking a little refreshed, maybe after somewhat of a break. I would say somewhat. It wasn't like a huge break or anything. But Houston, hosting this Eastern Conference team who is really weird, bro. I don't know how you can think about like what Toronto could bring to Houston. It's gonna be hot as shit. Maybe that's your Texas right now is actually fucking ridiculous. Like it's hot. It's in my room right now. It's stupid hot. But like, yeah, bro. What do you think of this game? How do you see it going?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hot as hell.
Canadians ain't ready, bro. They're not ready. They're not ready.
Humidity. Not only that, but Houston's just humid. It's humid as fuck. It's
the armpit of Texas, as they said.
Yeah, I mean, you walk outside and you just start sweating. So I mean, like it. You could literally not be doing anything physical, and you're drenched in sweat. Wearing a white shirt in Houston, Texas, is a bold strategy, Cotton. But yeah, I think that's obviously going to be a big factor, at least a big advantage for the Dynamo. Obviously, I think the positive from Leagues Cup is that we did get to see Ponce score, and I think that's much needed confidence for him. I know technically his first official goal was an own goal, but then he scored afterwards, so he gained confidence through it. So I think it's a good thing. Look, I don't give a shit how you score goals, whether you can tap it in, you can it can pop off your head. You can score Jardy Zardes goals as long as you score Jardy Zardes.
Why is Zardes catching strays in this fucking channel right now, bro? Like what the hell?
The best accidental goals I've ever seen in my life.
Bro, Hernan, oh man, next time you're on, bro, you gotta defend your boy a little bit. Yeah, that's a good take. Ponce scoring though, immediately coming into the league and scoring some goals bodes well for a Houston team that wasn't a little stretch of good form heading into Leagues Cup. Like they really were, even without the goal scorer. Ready to play, but he couldn't due to the window not opening up. But it was like one loss in like the last month and a half or something, and then Leagues Cup got here. So Houston still, even without the striker, a good team. They will be good in this one. Outside of it, Honda, how do you see this one going, bro? Toronto got a shot?
Nah, I mean it's Houston. They're at home. They got a great defense, and like you said again, Toronto, they're weird. And look at the 14 losses, right?
Crazy, bro. And still in a playoff spot, which is wild.
I just don't see them going down to Houston and beating them. Like,
bro, Toronto has as many losses as the Revolution, and there are 7 spots between them.
That's funny because there was a point where Toronto was like either you win or you lose. Now it's I don't know what the hell happened. But
I think that could be contributed to the teams below them just being shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say the teams below them aren't doing much.
And that's why I think the Fire have a fucking chance. But John doesn't see it, bro. Like I don't get it, man. I don't understand. That shit still pisses me off.
Dude, they're like bottom of the barrel with New England.
Yeah, but that bottom of the barrel
on the table. I'm just saying the dynamic has. Look, we're not gonna go through the Chicago Fire shit again.
That barrel ain't that shallow, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, bro. Can you imagine a Ponce Ferreira duo up top for Houston?
Would they ever do that? Would they ever experiment with those two strikers together?
I don't think so. I think
or Sebas is just done. Like he's gone.
I mean, he didn't help himself in missing that obvious goal in Leagues Cup. I mean, also aside from the whole KFC debacle, but I think Sebastian Ferreira though. The thing is, right now, for what little he's been able to contribute, which is crazy because whenever he does play, he at least contributes in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
The thing is, just Ben Olsen likes to have his one striker. He likes his 4-3-3 formation, so I don't think he's gonna change that for any means. And I think people actually, they've actually in press conferences they've asked, would you consider having Ponce and Ferreira up top, and he was like, hell no. So,
but bro, 2 strikers when you couldn't even you really couldn't figure out who the 1 striker was going to be. I don't know, bro. And sometimes you're just switching it up could throw teams off entirely. But then again, if you're a purist like Ben Olsen for whatever reason,
I mean, if there was a team that could actually make a 3-5-2 formation work, it'd probably be the Houston Dynamo. Because I mean, the way their center backs play, and I mean, essentially our fullbacks are wing backs.
Bro, if you guys still had Dorsey, a 3-5-2 would hit. I'm not even gonna lie.
We still have Dorsey.
Oh, sorry. So who's the forward? Sorry, I don't know about Dorsey. The forward you guys traded.
Corey Baird.
Baird, that's who it was, bro. A 3-5-2. I feel like Baird is someone that is versatile enough that you could deploy in a number of different spots as a wing back, as another striker. In a 4-3-3 could be a winger. There's just if you guys still have Corey Baird, the options Olsen would have, man, it actually would be very scary, I think.
I mean, and then Bossy would actually be able to play the 10 role.
Yeah, the true 10 role. Yeah, exactly. And then that could really kind of be I'm sure he loves to be advanced, but maybe he doesn't have to be so much. You could look at selling guys like that to make more profit. There's a lot I think that could have happened. But either way, I still back, even as a Dallas fan, I still back Houston to win this game. But I'll cite my X factor. I think it's the fucking Heat. I think that you have to be built diff to play in that shit and be okay with it. I don't know, bro. It's tough. It's tough out here.
Even if it's the evening, it's still going to be hot.
Bro, it stays in the 90s minimum to 10 p.m. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane, bro. All right. Well, we've talked a lot about that. Anyone here back in Toronto before we move on? I don't want to go round table if we're all going to say the same shit.
No.
Yeah. Nobody back to Toronto? We're collectively Houston?
Yeah.
I hate saying that.
Toronto.
Fuck Toronto. Collectively Houston.
Draw.
John.
Bro, if Hector goes draw just to keep the streak alive, that's crazy. Bro.
John
that's
Herman's
fucking crazy.
John Herman's like that type of guy to cheat on a online exam and still get a failing grade.
I mean, are they gonna have the drones out?
Bro, I know, right? I don't know. Herdman's built diff, bro. He's got Belichick vibes, I guess. I don't know.
But unlike Belichick, he can't win. Belichick at least could win.
Fair. I mean, what's the saying, bro? If you're not cheating, you're not trying. I mean, there's something to that with Herdman, I guess.
I just want to know what are you droning?
Formations, player runs. I mean, the thing is, you can get film on a team, and it doesn't mean you can fucking stop it. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter, in my opinion.
Don't you have game film?
It's bro, they got to be working on something behind closed doors. They won't bring out in the games. I don't know.
What is this, Ted Lasso? Where the football? Give the ball, please.
Bro, I don't know. I really don't know. Even someone who's a tactician, you can think about every scenario they throw out in training. It doesn't mean they'll roll it out in a game. And even if you knew what the game plan was, doesn't mean you could stop it. There's so many questions. I don't know. But let's move on.
That was just one of the rare Berhalter masterclasses that we saw.
Probably. All right, guys. A mix of East versus West. DC hosting FC Dallas. From my perspective, played a little bit earlier than normal. 2 teams still technically fighting for playoffs, right? So you got DC, in that 13th. But like I mentioned before, with the whole Chicago Fire argument, that whole 9th place to 14th is technically there's 2 or 3 points separating it. It's very, very tight. I feel like there's going to be some shift there in the East. DC will try to make that happen as early as this weekend against Dallas. And Dallas kind of in the same spot, but in a really weird position because there's talks about Dallas selling off some of their best players. Guys like Martin Boss, rumored to go to Empoli. Guys like Alan Velasco, rumored to go to Boca. And this is coming after us signing another defender, which we desperately needed from Montreal. So, look, I'll give my take here in a second, but Honda, let's start with you, bro. You've recently, Galaxy have played Dallas twice, actually. So you've seen Dallas play a couple different times. I like the opportunity for guys like Logan Farrington to come in and make an impact in a game like this on the road. I know you're a fan of it as well. How do you see this game going,
bro? 1 second. Come back to me, right?
Okay, you're good. You're good. Dobby, let's start with you, bro. DC United, you've seen them play. Can they take it to Dallas in this one?
I mean, if they play like they did against Santos Laguna, they can. But I'm
not
not
Santos that good of a team?
Not really.
I mean, not really, but still, I mean, a 3-0 win over a Liga MX team for someone like DC, I think it's kind of a big deal, if I'm not going to lie. But looking at their form, I mean, they beat Minnesota on just some shit defending that Minnesota.
It was honestly, bro. It was shit. Remember the last goal that went in? The attempted clearance, how it fell to Benteke, and just the easy slot in. Like, I don't know, man. It was crazy.
I mean, if Benteke's healthy, I think they have a chance. They have a threat, but I mean, honestly, Dallas is. How well did you guys do in Leagues Cup?
Bro, we crashed out, which is what I wanted to be, because at the end of the day, Dallas has been running on fumes for like over a month with injuries and whatnot. We were starting literally everybody pulling kids from Texas SC. And then when Leagues Cup got here, I knew the legs were gone. We had 7 games in July before Leagues Cup. 7 games in 20 days. And then Leagues Cup. So I was like, bro, trust me, we're not going to make it out. And we didn't make it out of the group. So
is most of the first team back, or are you guys still in the same spot?
What do you mean?
Like, did you guys get people back from injury, or are you guys still like in the same?
Oh yeah, so Ferreira's back, which is a big lift, I think. You know, getting Jesus Ferreira back, which I don't know what he'll do because he hasn't played in months. Velasco is already training. If he's not playing this game, I expect him back in the next game. And Yadamendi is back from his ankle injury. So we're getting some players back for sure.
I ain't gonna lie, this looks like a draw to me.
Damn. All right. I mean, I really want to. Dallas has yet to get a road win, bro. We so fucking desperately need a road win, man. Like I just need it to happen once this season. Like I really haven't seen a team like this from Dallas in quite some time. I can't remember the last time we went winless all season on the road, but there's a fucking good chance it happens this season now. So
I know that feeling.
Yeah, bro. I'm in fucking shambles on the road, man. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I really want to watch this game all the way through, knowing how it probably will end. But at the end of the day, like, we've beaten DC. You know, these two teams have a strong history. They've not drawn any other last 9 matches against one another. And you know, last year at this time they beat us, but it goes back and forth, bro. Like, this history's long. So I don't know, man. We definitely have the slight upper hand, but it's on the road, and we all know how MLS teams perform on the road. It's tough. I can see why you would say draw. I'm just trying to find a reason to really back my team to win. Hector, as the Houston fan, do you give Dallas a chance at this one?
I mean, anything's possible, honestly.
That sounds like a long shot, but go ahead.
I mean, okay, so Yadamendi expected to play?
Yeah, he should be. Like right now, the injury report is exactly the same because they'll update it on Friday. But Yadamendi had an ankle injury going in. I think he should be back after 3+ weeks of rest. So I'm expecting Yadamendi and Jesus Ferreira to be back for this one, hopefully, and even Delgado maybe.
Okay, because that could be helpful, but at the same time, DC United poor defense, but they obviously have their attack, which, you know, obviously now we're kind of feeling is a little fraudulent in some sense. It's just because of how the year started with DC United. You know what? I gave respect to Honda. He tried to tell us, he tried to steer us right, but we didn't listen.
Fair.
I don't know where Benteke's at right now with the goal scoring thing. But
I mean, he's up there, bro. He's up there. I'll go find it. Go ahead.
I think he was like the leading golden boot.
No, he's behind Anagos though. No, he's 16 and Anagos has 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's number 2.
But he's up there.
I think this is going to come down to who could defend better, and I would much rather have FC Dallas' defense than DC United's defense. That's just me.
And keep in mind, even on the offensive front, right? I mean, Musa's got 13, so it's not like there's a huge separation in terms of the number 9s here. Like
I said, for me, this game goes down to defense. I think both obviously have potent attacks in some level, in some case. I think if Jesus Ferreira was playing in this game, that definitely I would lean more towards FC Dallas, and I still am leaning more towards FC Dallas. But I would be more, I guess, in the videos that you guys did in Columbus, Ohio, that I'm totally not jealous of. I would be right now. I'm on agree, not strongly agree, but right now I agree that FC Dallas is gonna go ahead and beat DC United, because I think it goes down to who has the better defense, and I'm going with FC Dallas.
Dude, this is crazy. The last time these two teams drew was July 16, 2011.
Isn't that wild, bro? Like, that's fucking insane.
It's been 13 years,
bro. That's fucking insane.
Wait, when?
July 16, 2011, a 0-0 draw. That was the last time these two teams were drawn.
I was literally, bro. I don't want to age myself too badly in comparison to some of you guys, but 2011. Where were you guys? 2011? What grade?
Bro, I was doing an Afghanistan simulation in the Marine Corps.
Holy shit, bro!
Holy
2011. In 2011, I was junior in college. It's crazy.
I would have still been like elementary school, probably like middle school.
Yeah, I was gonna say elementary school, probably, bro. Like,
me and Hector are aged at this.
Bro, I was literally in 29 Palms, California, getting ready to mentally prepare myself for Afghanistan.
That's crazy, bro. That's wild, man. 2011 is such a long time ago. That's the year I met my wife, actually. It's crazy. Man, dude, time flies. And again, that's just MLS 1.0 clubs who have been going at it for a long time. Bro, we have more history than against one another than a good amount of teams have at all. Like, it's insane when you actually think about it. All right, so I'm in the Dallas bucket. I'm going to say 2-1 Dallas. It's kind of crazy. I think we get our first road win. I think we're so fucking overdue. I agree with Hector said on the defensive part. I think we're a little more sound. We just signed a defender. And I expect us to look a little more lively 3 weeks off of Leagues Cup, not playing.
Former DC United defender as well, Ruan.
Ruan, is he? Nice, bro.
Yeah, former DC, yep.
Bro, I don't know. I like him having a lot of Eastern experience because, frankly, it has been for a little while now a tougher conference. But no matter what, we just need depth, bro. When you're starting Omar Gonzalez a good number of games in the season, like you're shallow back there. There's not a lot to work with in the back line. So I really want to get some depth back there. We've added that. Some injured players coming back. Breath of fresh air. I'm going to back Dallas to win this one. Who's got DC as the home team? I know David doesn't like DC at all, so he won't raise his hand.
It's not that I don't like DC. I just see a draw.
All right.
If not, maybe a tilt Dallas win. But
yes, sir. My man knows ball. All right. Honda, John, same boat.
Yeah.
If they perform like they did versus how they did versus Galaxy, then FC Dallas definitely got the win.
Oh, bro, that 2-0 was kind of crazy. But I remember watching that live and I was thinking, what the hell am I watching? Yeah, bro, I agree. I think we could probably go there and get a dub. If we don't, bro, I'm in shambles, but not to the point of John. John's fucking giving up. I'm not there yet.
Don't shit the bed like Austin. That's all I'm gonna say.
They beat Austin catching strays out of fucking nowhere. That's crazy.
Listen, they beat us, and then what happens, bro?
That's true. It all started with the overconfidence of the Galaxy when
they went full Delulu after that game.
That's true, bro. Full Delulu, 100%. All right, finally, guys, match of the weekend. I would think, right? Miami hosting SC Cincinnati, 1 versus 2 in the East. There's a 5-point difference here. I don't know. The big question I have is I don't know if SC will be back. That ankle was crazy, stupid swollen when he came back from Copa America, and I don't know if a month is enough.
Like, I remember Fabio said mid-August, but I mean we're kind of in late August now, and he still hasn't made a comeback.
Yeah,
so.
And I think there was a video of him and Suarez walking onto the training pitch together this past week.
And not only that, he hasn't been called up to the Argentina national team. But not to go too much, my boy Tati, he made it, so hopefully he gets some meaningful minutes down there.
I actually like Tati. I don't have anything against Tati. No, I don't. That's a big question mark, right? But I still think Miami was performing pretty decently. They did barely beat the Chicago Fire team right before Leagues Cup kicked off. Cincinnati was winless in 3 prior to Leagues Cup. Leagues Cup honestly couldn't come fast enough for Cincinnati. It was just kind of a weird dynamic there, dropping 2 out of the 3 games at home. Losing to the Red Bulls the way that they did very comprehensively. I just feel like since he needed a hard reset, they kind of got that, right? So I don't know. Going to Miami, is that place such a fortress that since he can't pull off an upset, anybody can
Miami revenge game. That's all I'm gonna say.
What was the score last time?
6-1 Cincinnati.
Oh, that's right.
They're gonna want revenge for that.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely will want revenge for that. But then realistically, like, what can the score line be? What do you have it?
I mean, honestly, if we're looking realistic, 3-1 Miami. But other than that, I don't see them.
I feel like since first off, keep in mind too, right? Since he lost Bupenza, they released his ass. Did they supplant him with anybody? Did they replace him?
We talking about they got Corey Baird.
That's true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Again, did they replace Bupenza with anybody?
Anybody.
Anybody.
I think that spot is still open. That spot is still open.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have such high hopes for Bupenza, but it is what it is, bro. By the way, who did they come back on in the Leagues Cup? Didn't it turn around hardcore on somebody? Was it Columbus? No, who was it? I can't remember. Again, I didn't watch that much of Leagues Cup, and I remember there being a lot of chatter about Cincinnati getting back into a game in a really aggressive way. Anyway, guys. Maybe it was Philadelphia. I can't remember. Chat, if you guys know, man, let us know down below. I really have no idea. I didn't watch a ton of Leagues Cup, and maybe that's sacrilege to some.
They lost to Philadelphia.
Shit about Leagues Cup.
It is what it is. But with Cincy in this game, they're trying to close the gap. Even going on the road, we've seen teams like Montreal win in Miami. I mean, is it not possible?
It's possible. I mean, with that Cincy team, they got two of the best Argentinians in the league, right? Like,
That's true.
I don't
That's
see
true.
it.
Arguably the two best Argentinians in the league as of right now, based on current form. No.
I would say.
Yeah, they got Lucho
100%. Oriano.
and Olivera or what's his name?
Oriano.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I like Cincy a lot on paper. It's just their form right before Leagues Cup scared me a little bit. But there's been a month since then, so we got to read too much into it. I don't know. Hector, how you see it going, bro?
I mean, obviously, you want to say the revenge game for Inter Miami, but there's also obviously the question, the favorite phrase is "no Messi, no party," which I don't necessarily think is fully true by any means. But we are talking. But I think when it comes to games like when you face up against FC Cincinnati, when you face a Columbus Crew, it does help to have Messi on the field with you. So I think at least for Inter Miami, there's got to be someone that steps up. Because I mean, even from what I saw when they were here, here in Houston, playing against Tigres, it was bad. It was not like it wasn't really good quality. There was a lot of hesitancy up front. The goal that they scored was a penalty. So there's not that much aggression when it comes up front. And then also Luis Suarez wasn't also there as well, so I can't really judge it. I take it with a grain of salt, but I think there is still some questions about Inter Miami, how they fare when they don't have their two star players in Messi and Suarez. I'm assuming we're going to see Suarez in this game, so that could help. I mean, we've seen them win without Messi, but with Suarez on the field. But I mean, FC Cincinnati is also a very complete team. Maybe not so much in the striker position, but when you look at it all around, and obviously Lucho, who looks very strong to be a repeat for MVP.
Facts.
I think that's a big possibility. And then once again, sturdy backline that FC Cincinnati has. So it's a really open competition. I think Inter Miami is I believe they're expected to lose some players because some of their players are getting transferred over to Europe. So that's also something to probably keep an eye on. But I'm gonna say FC Cincinnati.
They gotta cook the books before they get caught again. They gotta cook the books.
Okay.
I'm gonna say FC Cincinnati keeps it going. I think they're gonna be a massive thorn to Inter Miami this year.
Yeah, I agree. And I also say this, that I feel like I witnessed a lot in that 6-1 game that we all keep referencing and it happened even, I think, in even right before Leagues Cup. As long as Sergio Busquets is playing center back, there's going to be strong opportunities for Cincinnati to score. Strong opportunities. I don't know what it is. I don't know why Tata wants to roll him out. Do they not have a backup center back somewhere else? I understand that they're injured there right now at the moment. I can't remember his name, Fryer or whatever his name was, that guy, that the ACL tear. But Sergio Busquets is not the answer. I love Busquets. Don't get me wrong. I'm a massive Barca fan. I love him. He is the greatest defensive mid to ever have played the game. However, he's not a center back. He's not fast enough. He's in a league that's so athletic like MLS. I just don't see it, and it's been proven time and time again. They still play him back there. I think as long as he's back there, there's
Nicolas Ferrier. That's who it is.
Yeah, Ferrier. Yeah, exactly. So as long as Busi is back there, bro, there's going to be chances for whether it's Kubo, whether it's Lucho himself. Like they're going to get on the score sheet. I think if he has to be tasked with guarding a striker or tracking attackers in the box, I
signed Hector Martinez. They got him on loan from River Plate. That's what they got.
I think this is interesting that you guys just mentioned. I did not know about Busquets playing center back. But essentially, he's doing what they did with Edson Alvarez.
Yeah, it's like they think defensive mids and center backs are just interchangeable, and like to some extent, I guess how they read the game in the game is if that's true. You're just a little bit higher up the pitch, but bro, it's still a different skill set. Like, and I don't know, tracking defenders, you don't have to do it quite as much as a midfielder. You just don't. So I don't know, man. It's a weird position to play him in. I've seen it a couple times with Barcelona, and trust me, I never wanted to see it every single time.
It's like Bastian Schweinsteiger in 2019. Just roll him out at center back. Why not?
Yeah, bro. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, it just, I don't know, man. As long as he's back there, Cincy will have a shot. I'm with Hector. I'm back to Cincy to win this game. I think they're the best team on the road in MLS, not just the East, all of the league, for a reason. And I expect them to kind of, at least in regular season play, bounce back a little bit from some of that down form that we saw heading into Leagues Cup. So
also, I don't expect that crowd to be as big because Messi's not going to be there.
Very true. Very true. Who's got Miami?
Every time I go against Miami, they always win somehow. So I'm gonna try to see if I go with them, they lose.
Reverse jinx that shit. All right, that's fair.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I'm gonna take
none of this tie jinx. All right.
Yeah, Hector's infamous tie jinx, bro. It probably worked all season.
Works.
It's working.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably worked all season. I think he's probably the most accurate with that shit. John, who'd you have? I'm sorry.
I'm taking Miami.
Damn, bro. For the no Messi, no party guy.
No Messi.
Now
no
taking
party.
Miami. That's crazy, bro.
I'm
That's
taking
crazy.
Miami.
I'm gonna take Miami in a shootout. I'll take
Ooh.
Miami 3-2.
3-2. I like that scoreline. I think it's gonna be closer. Probably less goals. Maybe a 2-1. 3-2 would actually be a baller score, though. That'd be a hell of a game. Either way, I think it's gonna be the match of the week. I think this game has goals all over it. It's just a matter of how many. All right, lads. I think we got our predictions in for this one. Let's go ahead and move into quickfire to wrap this episode up while we transition. Guys, if you haven't liked the video already, what the fuck are you doing? Spam that shit down below. Comment. Let us know how we're doing with this episode. And let us know who you got, man. We're going to quickfire predictions right now. We'll start with Minnesota hosting Seattle. Bro, Seattle's a different Seattle team right now, by the way.
Draw.
Seattle.
Yeah, back Seattle, I think. I think this is a different version of the Sounders.
I'm a back
It's also
Seattle.
a different version of Minnesota.
Yeah, they're actually, bro, it's so true. A completely
You know
different version
what?
of Minnesota.
Yeah, it's too different. You know what? You guys convinced me. Fucking Seattle. Let's go.
All right.
Hey,
All right, fair
Cheyenne, we
enough.
back you out here. We'll take
I'm
Seattle.
going Seattle.
Xiao
I'm
Yan's
going
gonna be
Seattle.
so mad.
I know, bro. He's like, what are you guys doing? All right. Let's go. Moving into Montreal hosting New England.
Now it's a draw.
That's a draw.
Now it's a draw.
News
That's
fest.
a draw.
Yeah, this is maybe snooze fest of the week. I don't know. Look, Joseph Martinez might prove me wrong. I just don't see it.
Masterclass.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just don't
no,
see it.
go,
Snooze
Charlie.
Fest, Snooze Fest.
This might be a fucking 0-0, boys.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this might be a fucking 0-0. All right, Vancouver hosting LAFC, a playoff match from last year.
Actually, this game isn't happening because LA's in the semifinal.
Oh, that's right. It got canceled. Yeah, scratch that, guys. Scratch that. If it were to
Game gets
happen,
canceled.
though,
There we go. That's
game is canceled. There we
Cancel
go.
of the week.
Predicting it now. All right, moving on to Nashville hosting Austin. This one's actually interesting.
Nashville.
You mean Nashville?
I think Hector just fucking hates Austin. Like at
Give
this
me a
point, he's
draw.
so far gone.
Give me a draw. They're boring teams.
I think Nashville has done some improvements and Austin has not. So that's where I stand.
Give me one. Give me Nashville. Give me Nashville.
BJ Callahan now being in the role for what, a month and a half maybe.
Yeah, man. You know, BJ's gonna be very crucial. BJs are important.
All right. I'll agree with that statement and that sentiment. I'll take Nashville in this one 2-1. I think Austin will score. I think on the road they're so 50-50, bro. I don't know what to expect. Kansas City, SKC hosting Orlando.
What is that? What is Hector saying? Orlando City all the way, MLS Cup champions.
Yeah, you know, championship DVD moment starts today.
Starts today for the
okay.
15th time this season.
Today.
Let's get it. Children's Mercy is hard. It's hard still to even get a result sometimes, despite how bad SKC have been.
You mean this season? This season, I feel like it's been pretty easy.
It hasn't
How
been a
many losses
fortress
they have
like
at
it was.
home? I don't know how many losses they have at home. I just feel like it is still a noisy place to go play. But Orlando's a good away team. I'm gonna back Orlando.
Yeah, give me
Davi?
Orlando.
Davi, who you got?
I was gonna go KC.
Damn. Well, bro. Davi is so against every Eastern Conference team just belligerently. It's
I
crazy,
know,
bro.
for real,
Crazy.
bro.
I mean,
He's
it's
like
also-
every Eastern team loses.
This is also the team that they came into the MLS with. So
That's
I
actually
mean,
fair.
it's not. I mean, it's not that we have beef. I really don't care about them. I just think KC's gonna win.
All right. Fair enough. I'll take it. Real Salt Lake hosting San Jose. Bro, give me
Oh,
RSL.
easy Salt Lake. Easily
Yeah,
Salt
easy.
Lake.
At
Easy.
home too, especially. Is Anango, has he served his entire suspension?
I think they crashed out in the group.
So
yeah, but
I'm
that
saying,
was,
like,
that was an MLS suspension, not a Leagues Cup.
oh,
suspension.
they don't cost him
Oh,
the
okay.
tournament. Okay, all right.
So he's
So
still out.
he definitely hasn't served it. Then he should still be out then, right?
Regardless, it should be easy Salt Lake.
Yeah, I agree. It should still be RSL in my opinion. San Jose's got so many fucking problems.
All
Collectively, then
dogs
good to go.
versus one Chihuahua. Yep.
Salt Lake, come on now.
Damn, dude, that's so disrespectful to Espinoza.
I know, bro.
Hey, Chihuahuas are scary
And,
sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
Maradona's
babies,
nephew.
come on, bro.
That's true. In some households, bro, Chihuahuas are a little too much. I'm like, hey, bro, shut the fuck up, man, for 10 seconds.
No, what's
I
his
mean-
name? What's his name? Hernan Lopez.
Just
The-
professional
wow.
yappers,
I think
bro.
it's Hernan
Holy
Lopez.
shit.
Dude, I have a bad feeling Hernan Lopez is somehow going to find himself in an Inter Miami jersey next season. I have a bad feeling about that shit.
I can see that. It's actually not a crazy shout.
No.
He'll also
Yeah.
be very cheap.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Galaxy hosting Atlanta.
Galaxy.
I mean, you already know my answer.
Yeah, it's Galaxy. Come on now.
Because it's at home, I will also back the Galaxy on this one. They are the better team, but again, just away Galaxy's weird this season.
It's not
Right?
so hot. It's not so hot Atlanta anymore. So I mean, LA Galaxy.
Bro, I thought they'd move a little faster in the market, but maybe not. Maybe it's like chalk the season and like just really try and focus on hard on recruiting.
I think AJ was telling you that was probably what was going to happen.
He was, but it's still hard to believe with how ambitious that franchise is.
What is it? We see Almiron comeback.
Yeah, actually, yeah. The rumors, I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. They were linked to so many names in the window. I just feel
Almiron to Charlotte just didn't sit well.
Yeah, I would have taken Mickey back in Atlanta on a heartbeat.
I think with the Lions tattoo. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that would have been tragic for AJ if that happened.
Get Mickey back and bring back Martinez like a 1-year deal, bro. Fuck it, run it back.
Just get the boys back. Just get the boys back,
bro. Right, bro. Run it back, bro. Run it back all the way. I don't know. I think
Easy Fusion celebrations are coming back.
You see Billy Butcher up there with like Frenchie and like Mother's Milk and all that.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Bring the vibes back, man. I don't know. Something's got to happen over there. But who knows? They might wait till the offseason. We'll find out. And then I think this is like a sneaky, match of the week potential in Portland versus St. Louis. Because St. Louis, I think with some of the signings now starting to give them a little more firepower. And we've seen that a little bit now, especially against America, right?
Rematch of Leagues Cup too, because St. Louis beat Portland, and that was actually one of the better performances St. Louis had in the season.
Bro, facts. And I feel like they were such a bad start to the season, and like it's I feel like with no pressure on them now to replicate what they did 2023, it's like and some of these new signings are just giving them a little bit of life, a little bit of life.
I still think it's too little, too late.
Yeah, that's probably true, but I don't know. I think there's something. Potentially, this game is not straightforward. That's all I'm going to say. But it is Portland at home. We've seen Portland at home. They've destroyed everybody. RSL most recently 3-0. So I'm going to take Portland, but it's going to be a close game.
I'm going to take Portland as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be like a 3-2, maybe a 3-1. But the third goal for Portland will come till late. It'll be 2-1 and kind of close.
Yeah, St. Louis is not going to make it easy though. That's the thing.
Yeah, they won't.
No, they won't.
They won't. And this is crazy to still say, considering some of the players they've lost. The start to the season, it's been wild. Hector, you in the same boat?
Yeah,
Portland or St. Louis?
Give me Portland.
Yeah, I think it has to be, man. I think it has to be if you really back your ball knowledge. I think it has to be. All right, but gonna be a close game, so we'll see that one, and of course, Miami versus Cincinnati. We're paying close attention to here with MLS. But lads, that's our show, man. That's our show. Before we conclude though, is there anything you guys are just looking forward to now that the regular season is back? Are there any storylines from that carried over from the Leagues Cup tournament, or just that are picking back up from when we took the break from the regular season? That you guys are just looking forward to before we wrap up?
You know what I'm looking forward to?
Chicago Fire comeback without Shaqiri. Let's go.
No.
Let's go. That's the fucking agenda.
No, you know what I'm looking forward to?
What is it?
2025 off season.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Holy shit. I can already see the writing out.
He's literally wearing a Chicago Fire kit. All by himself. No one asked him to wear the shit to the show. He decided to put it on as a supporter, and he's sitting here just trashing his team. That's wild, bro.
Hey, listen. They need a lot of things.
Hey, it's not even red. It's not even a red shirt.
Hold on. My red jersey's dirty, bro. That shit's in the bin. So I heard that there's a job opening as a sporting director over there at the Fire. I'm just gonna put it through. If y'all need any services, any help, I will sign on a cheap deal. Just pay me. I'll fix this club. I'll get us right.
I want to see the football manager stream. No, I want to see the football manager stream. Prove it.
No, don't worry.
No, prove that shit.
Club.
If that one manager from Reams or whatever it was could do it, I want to see it.
Exactly.
Will. Yeah. If Will can do it, I want to see John do it. I want to see John do it.
Listen, you don't even need to make me manager. Just make me sporting director. I'll direct us in the right direction. That's all we need. All right. So
that is literally the job description.
To the wall. Send in the application, John. How about that?
Let's be with like Laporta.
I don't even need to spend that much money. I don't even need to spend money. I just need good. I have good recruitment. I know where we're gonna go. All right. I know where we're gonna go.
I need to see that stream, bro. Fuck EAFC. I need to see the football manager stream. All right. That's a good shout, though. I like that, John. Wanting to see something different from Chicago Fire. Anybody else? We wrap up really quick.
I'm just excited that we get to see the part where shit gets real, and we'll get to see a lot of that. And I'm happy to see that my team is most likely going to be back in the postseason. So,
let's go, baby. Yes, sir.
Hopefully one of the Mets or Yankees crash out early so we can take a home field advantage and then get everybody mad when we win MLS Cup on Yankee Stadium field.
That'd be hilarious, bro. That'd be hilarious. Hector, anything?
I think Inter Miami is going to be. I mean, obviously it's a boring. It's tiring. As tiring it is to talk about Inter Miami. I think that's where everybody wants to go, especially where how are they going to play without Messi? How do they how do they finish this year out, get themselves in the playoffs, and hopefully when Messi is able to come back, can this team be the team that everyone thinks is going to be? Like, are they going to be the odds-on favorite to win the MLS Cup? Which I hope it's not. I hope it's not that easy for them. So, but I do think that it's going to be interesting to see, like, do we see a dip in Inter Miami in these next coming games?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Honda?
Nah, I don't really have much.
Nah, I'm good. Fuck it.
How much worse can San Jose get?
I will say this from my perspective. 3 takes right now that I'm calling my shot on. 1, Dallas makes playoffs. I don't care how it does. It just goes through. 2, Lucho will win the MVP again. And then 3, Charlotte are my dark horse to make it to MLS Cup. They're my dark horse. I think they could go to Eastern Conference Final if they continue to get better and better. So those are my 3 predictions that I'm looking forward to tuning into and following along as the storylines continue for the last 2 months of the season. So we'll figure it out. I'll hold my hands up with the L if I take it, but I got a good feeling about that one. All right, lads. Well, look, that's the show. Let's wrap it up. If you haven't done so already, first off, again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're back. Weekly predictions from now through the end of the season. We'll have a couple other videos in between and some cool stuff coming for the end of the season as well to get ready for 2025. All right, so stick around. And if you're brand new, again, subscribe down below. For everybody here at Up MLS, my name's Jose. That's Hector. That's Honda. That's Davi. That's John.
The real sports is back. The real sports is back.